Hi, and welcome to the 10th of December. Today is the day. It's the day where, no, I don't have anything to clean my glasses. Today is the first and the last day in several centuries where, hi Sneha, hi John. So this is the first day in many centuries when Neptune moves its butt and its energies and capacities out of Aquarius. Yes, and I am so sorry because I said no, it's not Aquarius. I said that and I apologize for that. Neptune moves out of Pisces, which is fish in Danish. So that's today. It hasn't happened in hundreds of years, and it's not going to happen again in 160 years. So today represents a huge, gigantic shift in consciousness, in the spiritual world and the industrial world as well. But that can only happen in 2026, when Neptune changes sign into Aries. So what does it mean? Neptune, as I have said in the previous videos of this year's spiritual Christmas calendar, and welcome to you to this year's spiritual Christmas calendar. I've been doing them since 2012. I started doing these videos, and I can't do this without these. I'm so sorry, and I haven't even removed all the stains. I'm Sene from warriorsheart.dk. I'm a karmic liberator and ancestral trauma release expert, body liberation, body de-armoring expert. I'm a sensitivity handling expert. I'm a numerologist. I'm many things, and I'm also a soldier of the reserve. That means I sometimes now put on the navy cap instead of the black army beret, and I get to be an instructor in the Navy. I'm gonna talk about my journey. Hi Birte. It's a long time ago since I saw you, but it's good to see you. I have done some journaling in my therapy book about some huge life themes, because in 2011, that is when Neptune started dancing with Pisces. Those two are very compatible, Neptune and Pisces, because they're both watery signs. Neptune resonates, hi Peter, Peterson, Christina was her name. Hi, summon you. So Neptune resonates with the sea god Poseidon, the digit 7, and with our subconscious self, which resides down here. And in that period, from 2011 until now, which is a huge chapter closing, we have been working on old wounds. And they're not just from this lifetime, they're from many lifetimes. And for the past 20 years, I have not been chosen by anyone. I've chosen my friends. They did not choose me, because how could they when they weren't they didn't even choose themselves. I trained other body therapists, the body energy mediators, but they didn't choose to support me. And I told them that. Hi Xenia, welcome. So the lesson that I learned this week, which brought me a huge relief, was when I was a child, I was not chosen. I was tolerated. I wasn't loved. I wasn't safe. I wasn't protected. I wasn't acknowledged, supported, or anything. I was left on my own. Yeah, I'll put them here. I was left on my own in my childhood. I grew up way too fast, way too early, on my own. I grew up in the nothingness and no man's land, because my dad left the farm, so I was on my own from when I was 2 to 3 years old until I went to school. I remember driving out to my friends on my bike to be with friends and classmates, but they weren't home because they had already chosen their friends. So a huge theme for me has been to be chosen. And I've done that the past 20 years. And I felt wrong for doing that, for choosing myself. I felt ashamed of me being so, not cynical, but so determined and dedicated about choosing myself. But I did it because no one else did. And then I realized this week, this entire decade for me has been about choosing me. Not just now and then, but every fucking single day. So for the first 20 years of my life, no one chose me. And it was not just 20 years, it was 30 years. When I left the Danish army after 10 years, when I was 28, I had not been chosen at the time. Yet many men wanted me in the army, and I had many marriage proposals, but I did not choose them because I wasn't there. I'm not a girl who's out there for attention or compliments. It's not me. So I realized this week that I have constantly been choosing myself, saying yes to myself, just like the way I should. But I felt so bad about doing it. So let's say I had a friend who didn't see me or actively participate in the friendship or support me. I would say, you're not there, I'm gonna choose me. And I've done that with so many friends. I've told them, I love you to the moon and back again, I will do anything for you. But as long as you're not choosing yourself, as long as you're not choosing yourself or prioritizing the spiritual journey which is what we do have in common, we cannot continue as friends. So that is one of the biggest wounds that I can check off my spiritual life lesson list. I check that off. I chose me. And despite what I have been through the past 20 years without a family, no mother or father or siblings or cousins or uncles or aunts or grandparents, they've not been there. I don't have any of those. Hi Werner. Despite all that, I chose 3 things. I chose to be in my heart and keep an open mind and heart. So I could also check that off because I was incarnated. Oh no, I chose to incarnate into a family that was shut down, closed off, critical, the toxic masculine trauma, destroyed family. That's the family I chose. Of course I did, just like you probably did as well, because there's a lesson in it. So then I could check off the second. Not only did I choose myself, yes, I can do that now. I can be in life without losing myself, which I see most people do every day. And I stayed centered in my heart, despite the cost of it. Also when I was in the uniform here in Denmark as a soldier of the reserve. When someone said, you have to do this or say that to fit into our little community, I would say, no. If your community is not a collaborative, where differences becomes our strength, I'm not going to be a part of that community. So when I started to become a numerologist, oh my freaking God, I don't know where to start, because it was so fucked up and it was so fake. And I was told at one point, Sanne, the students don't feel safe about you. And I said, no, of course not, because I don't speak you after, jeg taler jer ikke efter munden. How the fuck do I translate that into English? I won't become what you expect of me to be in order to fit in. And I challenge you on what you're teaching me, which you could take and go with me, because I'm born a psychic, I'm connected to the planets, to the stars, to the trees, to the animals, to all of you and your past lives. I can see it all. And I said to them, I will just keep studying numerology online. I will study it from the computer when you teach. Hej, hvad står der? Står der mit? I have to put on my glasses in order to be able to see that name we just got here. I can't see it because it's a different name. Mit Hellested. Hej og velkommen. So, the third lesson I could check off my list. The first was to choose me, to have an open heart and open mind. And the fourth was, I choose to be love. I can check that off the list as well. I choose to be the love. And then you can say Gandhi's words as well. I choose to be the difference. I choose to be the difference I want to see in the world, despite people being like farts and assholes out there sometimes. And the fourth or fifth is I choose peace. If a relationship or friendship doesn't bring me peace and joy and happiness, it's not worth the while. Worth the while. It's not worth the while. I'm not here to go below my own worth to please your ego and your drama. No fucking way. I'm here to be true to the spiritual essence that I brought with me from my past life. I was born completely open and connected to the universe when I was in school. Hi, Trine Mathea. When I was in school and everyone bullied everyone and they had these, we call them cliquer in school, these fractions of not well-behaved students, I refused to participate in them. I refused to become something or be something I wasn't. I deeply, intuitively knew this is how I am. Of course I've been out of alignment just like everyone else. So what have you been working on the past 15 to 20 years? I'm curious about that. Do you know that? Because today, the 10th of December, the 10th day of the spiritual Christmas calendar, Neptune goes out of its dance and collaboration with Pisces for the first time in 14 years, almost 15. But it's this change we haven't seen in this lifetime and we won't see it again. It's such a significant change that influences, I was going to say påvirker, which is Danish. It influences us all. And my dreams the past week, oh my freaking God, my dreams. I was shot the other day in my collarbone. Fuck, that hurt in my dream. And I kept having these dreams from the past 20 years of not being connected and not being able to get back home. So my subconscious self has been wondering and she hasn't quite figured out that I am home. Home is in here. Cheers. It's just water and tea. Trine Mathea, who's sitting here today, I know that she can mirror herself in some of my challenges as well. The theme about incarnating into a little closed off, guarded family and doing her best to stay open and positive and learning how to trust herself and her own ability, spiritual abilities and psychic connections, which Trine Mathea isn't aware that she's having. You have psychic abilities just like I do. We all do. That's why we're sensory strong people. And your biggest pain is a part of your life purpose, which is what this Christmas calendar is about. And Neptune is about your spiritual purpose and mine. Neptune represents the common consciousness of the collective. Oh, for helvede. That hurt my back. Because I just moved into this new apartment, which is my own apartment for fuck's sake, for the first time in 2 years. Fuck, that hurt. I have to do my goft training once I'm done. And Gesundheit für mich. So, Neptune represents our collective. What combines all people. So we have all the people standing on planet and Mother Earth. And we're all connected on a level that's called masse, which means mass consciousness. They're all connected energetically here. But at the next level, it's the common consciousness, which is the spiritual essence that connects us all. And that's Neptune. Yeah, that's Neptune, the watery planet that resonates with each of our subconscious. So if there is a tsunami out in the world, we sensory strong people will feel it like a wave hitting towards us. And often I have to cut the cords to those two lower consciousness, because I will not be connected to anything out there that's out of the alignment with the divine, because I have chosen to become the divine myself. In orange today, look, aren't they cute? It's Nugaka Costa Waldau who made them. They're beautiful. And it's not an advertise. It's just me telling about her beautiful earrings. She's from Greenland and she makes them with her hands. So they're handmade. So I'm coming to an end and to a closure. So it's now that you're going to ask me about what's your spiritual purpose. Do you have any questions about your spiritual purpose? I can tell you this because it's a part of the spiritual Christmas calendar of this year. Your purpose is many things. It's at least 5 things. It is your body. And if you do not include your body, your trauma, your subconscious self, and all the shit that you have been through, if that is not something that you're addressing, you have never, ever, and never will step into your freaking fucking spiritual purpose. Because your body is the freaking fucking tool for becoming a spiritual, oh, I lost that word again, a spiritual conduit. I know thousands of people I've met around the world. I'm just standing on my toes and it feels great. I've met thousands of people around the world who have studied this and that and taken this spiritual doctor degree and let me, for fuck's sake, brag about all my shit. And I'm like, yeah, but why is it still in your aura? Why is it not implemented and integrated into your freaking fucking body? Why is it all in your head? We have a body, and it's that needs to walk the spiritual path. It's that needs to become enlightened. I became enlightened 14 freaking fucking years ago. What the hell? I wish I could go to sleep again. I wish I could not know what I know and see what I see. It hurts to be awake at this level and to be able to see everything and everyone at so many levels. And you will meet people who say, I'm enlightened, and I'm like, yeah. Are you? Or do you tell yourself you are? It's not fun. I was on an airplane once going to Hawaii, and a woman said, oh, I wish I was enlightened. And out of the blue, I started crying. Highly said it. And I said, you don't want to be enlightened because the responsibility that comes with it. Our psychic abilities and our ability to see things what they are hurt. I can never compromise myself. I can never be out of alignment or out of integrity. I can never take someone's money and just not give them what they purchased or gifted themselves with. I can never lie. I can never go to sleep. I can never ignore things. If someone gets attacked or someone reaches out, I can't treat them like shit or ignore them. I can't ignore what's going on in the world. If I see someone being abused, I will go in there. I can't do anything else but that. So your spiritual purpose, which is 5 different stages of life as well, becomes your complete Dharma. I've been in my Dharma for years, and the biggest, most important one is your freaking fucking relationship with your body. If you haven't integrated or implemented your spiritual tools, you're not close or near your spiritual purpose. I know I'm harsh, and you won't hear many people have this directness or straightforwardness or just telling you how it is. But I am the warrior as well as I am the spiritual karmic liberator, the ancestral trauma, I am the divine. I've chosen that. I'm completely dedicated to my spiritual path. I will always be the same. Nothing changes when I have a client, if I meet with a friend, if I go on a date. I try to be less spiritual when I'm on a date. If I put on the military uniform and my new navy cap, I'm not different. But let's recap what I have tried to begin. Your spiritual purpose, your physical journey, you in freaking fucking embodying your spiritual gifts. And you can't do that when your body is filled with traumas, childhood wounds, etc. Another part is the challenges that you had with your parents and their challenge and your challenges with them. That's a second part of your spiritual purpose. And all that ancestral trauma connected to it, that's also a part of your spiritual purpose. It's also your biggest gifts and weaknesses. We have different layers and life chapters to our spiritual purpose. I have fulfilled my spiritual purpose the past 19 years. Now I can begin a new decade, a new chapter where it's about myself. And where I become the chosen one. Maybe it's about love and relationship and family in the way that it now unfolds. But your life lessons, your traumas, your biggest fears, your insecurities, all of it is a part of your life purpose and your Dharma. It's all combined. I'm here if you want to get to know what your life purpose is, if you want to get to know one at a time. I can tell you all 5. I can help you step completely into your spiritual purpose, be it and become it, and live it out from the deepest inside of yourself within 3 months. And at the end of January, I will host my first 6 weeks online seminar for the first time ever. It will be called Step Into Your Purpose. So after those 6 weeks, you know what your purpose is. You know how to align with your spiritual purpose. You will know who your clientele is, your storytelling, how to connect and call in your clients as well. Thank you so much for watching here today. I'm not sure who it is who's still online here, so I can't say goodbye, but I can say thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Sanne from warriorsheart.dk, hjertekriger.dk. I'm grateful for you being here. And Cynthia, you complimented me yesterday for the spiritual Christmas calendar. Hi, Connie. And I'm so grateful, Cynthia, for you complimenting me and watching this year's spiritual Christmas calendar. Fuck, some things are so hard to say in English. Thank you so much for participating. Promise me that you will journal today. You will go out into nature. You will connect yourself with this beautiful, beautiful planet and ask Neptune, what did you help me see or unfold or become the past 14 years? It's a very, just like me, chit-chatty, talking planet, Neptune. Connect with it. I'm here if you want a psychic reading or a life purpose reading. Just send me a message. Thank you so much for waiting. Love and hugs to you all.